Yo, Muhammad, you go ahead and start, and they can just join as needed or catch the recording.
Okay. All right, you guys, how's everybody doing? I know, Brian, I heard you earlier. You're doing great.
What's
I
happening,
heard you
man?
some exciting stuff on the way.
Yes, sir.
Gotcha, gotcha. Is everybody else here? Ace, is that Qua? Just want to make sure you guys are here as well.
I'm doing well.
Cool. Well, glad to have you guys here. I will, hopefully some more people show up as well. But yeah, just a quick few questions before I even get into anything. How many of you guys are like currently using AI in your business? Like, and if so, like, what are you guys currently using it for?
Honestly, not enough, bro, but I would say just more so like daily tasks. All right. So emails, stuff like that, follow up. I guess if you consider if you consider ManyChat AI a little bit, um,
Somewhat.
leads and stuff like that.
Gotcha. So like mainly just like I guess catching like you using ManyChat. I think I saw your message a few days ago in the chat. You were like it's kind of you feel like you're losing out because you're not able to I guess like text them back in time, and then I guess you started implementing ManyChat. I'm assuming.
For sure.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Well, I have a topic. We'll touch on that as well. Something a little bit better than ManyChat. We'll touch on that as well. Anybody else before I get started? All right, cool. No worries. All right, I'm gonna share my screen here and then we'll get right into it. So before I even do get into it, obviously just want to kind of, introduce myself. I started working with Daryl probably like what beginning of this year, I would say. He kind of got me on track with the affiliate program, the affiliate sign up, getting people to basically promote for you. So obviously I wasn't a believer in the beginning, but it does work really well, especially when you start to implement AI into that as well. We'll go over certain things on how to properly structure that as well, and use some of the tips and tricks that me and Daryl have been able to collaborate over the past few months. So I was doing pretty well myself before I met Daryl. The time I met Daryl was a dark time in my life. I was making barely enough money. It's kind of things that slowed down. Things were falling apart. Got things back on track, and then from there it's kind of just all been up and up from there on out. I'll be honest. I moved from Virginia. I had to get out of my hometown. I had to get somewhere else. So as you can see now, I'm here in Arizona. So I really can't get over the view. So I work up here all day, every day, and it's inspiring. So I always tell people, getting out of your hometown is pretty huge. So we're on the up and up now. But yeah, just basically, I'm gonna get into. I'm gonna share my screen. Let me know once you guys can see it. We'll get right into it. And one thing as well, I told Daryl as well earlier. We hadn't talked about it. But yeah, we're currently at like 60 to 100K a month right now, on average. So I know he mentioned on the flyer like 30K. But yeah, just wanted to put that out there as well. And a lot of it was because of the way AI has helped me scale. I actually currently only have, what is it, three VAs? Yeah, three VAs and myself. I don't really have anybody else that does anything, but I have a lot of the tasks that I would be hiring employees for, AI takes care of for me and also makes the jobs of my VAs a lot easier. So let me get right into it. All right, just let me know. If you guys can see my screen, just want to make sure you guys can see it.
Yeah, we good.
All right, perfect. All right, let me get rid of this right here. Oh. All right, cool. So this is going to be the agenda for today. We're going to go over basically AI powered lead generation. So like I said, a little bit of a mix of what Daryl has brought to you guys already. Basically implementing AI to make the job of your VAs easier. Another one's going to be AI DM setters. So unlike ManyChat, we do have a custom built, basically like it's an agent, AI agent, that basically learns off of you and how you talk. You can even give it voice memos and certain things like that that you can actually send to your clients without you having to do it. So we'll go a little bit more in depth on that as well. Now, workflow automation via Slack. This is a big one. I feel like every business owner needs organization. I run probably 90% of my operations on Slack. And the reason why I recommend Slack is for a lot of reasons. AI implementation kind of comes integrated into Slack. You can also connect external connectors to Slack. So Slack can really become like the only app you really open and everything connects to everything else, like Go High Level, right? Whatever you use for forums, it connects with everything. So that's one thing that Slack is phenomenal for. We'll go into that. And then also the cool thing about that is we're gonna go over how AI can literally train itself on your day-to-day business, like real business communications. So like it's constantly learning and understanding, like even if you're not in the chat, or you have to be in the chat, but like basically in the sense of like, even if you're not texting in the chat, right? Your team is essentially being monitored 24/7. That's kind of leaning into point number four. So point number 4 is going to be team monitoring and reporting. So you can actually have an AI agent essentially monitor your team and tell you where they're lacking, right? Bottlenecks within your business, whether they're actually being truthful of how long they're being on time, right? Especially with VAs and stuff like that. It can also help basically give suggestions on how their workflow, right, or what they're doing could be better, right? It's probably saved me over, like, I think it's on a monthly basis, almost like 16 hours for one of my VAs. I'm basically able to pull 16 additional hours for something else now out of that same VA, right? And then number 5 is going to be ChatGPT plus cloud integration. A lot of people, I feel like, don't necessarily understand how to properly use AI. It's not just asking a question and getting an answer back. It's a little bit more complex than that. So what we'll be going over will be ChatGPT and essentially taking that, because ChatGPT does not cost you, right? It costs like a monthly subscription, but it doesn't run off credits. So you can ask as many questions, whatever you want to do to get the general idea. And then we'll talk more about how Claude, right? Claude AI is, it's like 10 times better than chat when it comes to like actual high level, right? Output, like slide deck generation, whatever it may be that you're trying to do. Claude can literally build a lot better than chat can. Now, we'll also go into CRM and GoI level connections, right? Basically being able to pull data directly from your GoI level directly into your Slack and having your AI basically give you like rundowns of how long this last client has been contacted, like all the nitty-gritty stuff that sometimes, I've felt before in the past. How do you even track that, right? AI basically takes care of it. And the best part is about this is like it kind of takes the thinking away from you because it gives you ideas. So what you can't think of by yourself it'll literally tell you, be like, hey, maybe this would be a better way of doing it. So we'll be going over that as well. Let's get to the next slide. All right. So lead generation, right? Stop manual research, let AI find your prospects. The old way is essentially hiring a lead generation VA and basically, giving them a criteria, whatever it may be. Maybe it be followers, maybe it's certain certain niche, whatever it may be. Them having to manually look for that can take anywhere from, maybe 50 to 60% of that VA's time, only leaving about 40% of the time to actually reach out to those leads. So you can basically double or even not, if not triple, how many leads you're hitting and how much you're messaging and how much your input is by just having AI pull the exact same data, right, that you're looking for with a full Google sheet with phone numbers, emails, everything all in one place. So instead of it being super complicated, from one page to another, wasting time for your VAs, everything is literally put in place for you. You can even create checklists so you can see, which clients have been reached out to or which haven't been reached out, what the outcome was. You can create an entire progress tracker and you can do it all with AI. So that will save you a lot of times. And that's one way I've implemented it. I'm sure you guys will probably find other ways of implementing it as well within different, right, different sectors of your VAs, whether it be client communication, right, disputing, whatever it may be. Right now, the AI way is essentially you can do the exact same thing, put in the criteria, you can put the pain points, and you can do everything, and it goes straight to your VA, like I just said. So, any questions about that before I move forward? All right, cool. So we'll be going into outreach for automation, right? Your AI DM setter, this is a big thing, right? You could have a DM setter, however good they are, they're still human, right? They have things going on in their lives, maybe they're not waking up early enough, whatever it may be. You no longer need that. You can have an entire AI DM setter trained, right? I've had literally people have conversations with my bot and think they're talking to me, like genuinely think they're talking to me. People I've met in real life, right, that started texting me on Instagram, and you know what, I'm sleeping, or whatever I'm doing is basically taking care of it 24 hours, 7 days a week. You never have to worry about, right? And if you want to check in on it, you can do so on your phone. You don't have to wait for a reply back, essentially like, hey, have you DM people today, right? It can respond to outbound DMs even when you sleep. It's trained on your exact scripts and your brand voice. So literally, like, you feed the brain how you want it to respond to people, what you want it to say. You can even have like a pre-recorded video, and it will literally swap out the name of the client. So let's say you make a video for one client and it's already pre-recorded. Now every single time a new lead comes in, it'll pick up that name and it will literally change what you say in the video when it sends it to them. So you're not filming the video again and again and again for each and every single client. All right. Now, workflow intelligence. This is going to be going over Slack and, basically how to essentially integrate and have Slack as like your main hub for your business. So I myself actually do front end and back end fulfillment on Slack. So I'm doing, my team communication, and I have students I'm doing communication on for my mentorship offer. Then I also have right? Some of my clients, right? Obviously not credit repair clients because that's very low ticket. But anything to do with credit building or to do with funding, we actually get them into a Slack channel because we're able to, well, number one, track what we're doing with them. So if they ever were to charge back or do anything, we have all the evidence. And guess what? You don't have to manually look for that evidence. You can have your AI build that evidence because he's been in that channel as long as you and your client have been as well. So that's going to be a big one. Your Slack is kind of like your gold mine of business knowledge, right? You can literally have the AI that lives in your Slack search the web and give you suggestions on your disputing process, on your lead generation process, and that, the entire nine, like things that you couldn't even think of like working on, you'll have work for that day to do. It'll help you with SOPs. It'll help you with problem solving, your team dynamics. It'll literally tell you if your team's slacking. Like you can set certain criteria. For example, right, we're supposed to dispute at least 6 people a day. If it's not done, it will flag it and it will tell me every day, and it'll tell me at the end of the week, and it'll tell me how can I possibly fix this problem, right? Same thing with like certain times with credit monitoring, maybe passwords or stuff, maybe clients aren't getting that stuff over. It'll actually track how many clients are stuck, how to solve that issue, how to do all that because your team is literally communicating in there all day long. So it's literally learning everything that your team does. Basically building a smart model for your AI, and it's actually really good at building AI like presentations, docs, right, for like clients and stuff like that. It was actually able to create me a complete onboarding document within like 5 minutes for my clients based on the conversation that we talk about, right, the onboarding for our clients. Now you can solve problems way quicker, even sometimes even before they even show up. I'll be honest, right? There's been some things like, hey, it'll suggest, hey, maybe this workflow would actually be better to make it more organized. So that way you're actually able to see what's going on. Another thing as well, you could take a step away from work for maybe an entire week, entire month if you really wanted to leave your business, right? I'm not sure why you would, but if you did, you can come in, you can set the dates, and you can have it build you a summary, right? Without you having to look through the entire chat, build you a summary of what's happened from the date that you input until now, so you're caught up to date, right? And all your team can do that as well. You can create onboarding documents. So when you hire people, it's, you're doing the work once and it's essentially just updating from there on out. You're not, telling them the same things, making the same videos, doing all the same stuff because it will literally help you create those documents within Slack itself. That'll be it for this slide, and then we'll get to the next one. Now, AI team monitoring, right? This is a huge one. This is one thing I hated as well. Kind of panicked me sometimes because it's like, is my team even doing what they're supposed to be doing? And this is actually really great. It'll actually flag them. It'll give them a 1 to 5 star rating. It'll even rate them like 0.5 if it even deems so. It'll tell you why it rated them that. It'll tell you what they could do better, and it'll even like give you suggestions on like whether you should get rid of that person or you shouldn't get rid of that person, depending on what's going on. It'll give you daily end of reports. So it'll summarize everything for you at the end of the day, letting you know if there's any flags or anything. And funniest thing is as well, like say like your VA or somebody in your Slack, even a client asks you for some information, you're like, hey, I'll send it over in a little bit, and it just slips your mind. AI will literally tell you at the end of the day, hey, this person's still waiting for that thing you said you were gonna send them. Right. So that's a huge one. It always saves my ass. And then accountability with friction. Now your team knows, right? The expectations are consistently tracked, right? You stay in the loop without spending hours. So it's like now your team literally, as an employee, I'd hate it if somebody implemented that in my work because you're an employee, but it's something that works really well on the business side. So and they have to stay accountable because they know it's not you watching them, even if you're not there, AI is watching them here as well. Now, ChatGPT plus Claude, right? This is a big one. I see a lot of times people are like, "Oh, Claude's better, Claude's better." Yes, it is better, but in certain tasks, you don't want to be asking it basic questions because you're going to run through credits really, really fast. Now, ChatGPT, not only any ChatGPT, specifically the ChatGPT business version is phenomenal. I'm not sure if you guys are already using ChatGPT, like the plain version or like the pro version, to like input like client credit reports and stuff to help you with certain things. But if you are doing that, just so you know, you're actually releasing that information into the entire web. Now, with ChatGPT Business, it actually creates basically like a certain level of security because your workspace is basically cut off from the outside world in terms of giving knowledge out, but it's always constantly learning. So it's still ChatGPT, however, it's not going to give your information outside of what you have. And it works a bit differently because you can create projects and you can actually have company knowledge attached to ChatGPT. So it can pull docs from Google Drive, Google Docs, whatever you may have connected to your Outlook email, whatever, maybe even go high level. right? You can connect ChatGPT to Go High Level to help you with your sales process, certain things that are dropping off, maybe something you're missing. So it can actually connect into all of that. And the reason why I say to make this your brain is because of the fact that you can create entire agents based off of information. So I've literally created a LinkedIn lead gen, right, AI bot that knows the like probably like the most expensive knowledge you could have purchased, right? And I've fed it that. So now I can have my VAs, right? Let's say I have a lead gen VA, it can literally go ahead and ask those questions to that chat GPT bot and it will answer at the highest level. So that way you know what you're giving it is actually, gonna work because you vetted that information. So whatever really, you can create custom credit repair analysts and stuff. That's something that I've done. So instead of me having to manually look through a file, I can have ChatGPT break it down to me and break it down to me in the same way every single time with the same criteria that I ask for and tell me whether that client is fundable or not fundable. Now Claude AI is really good as well. But what I recommend is get like 70 to 80% done on chat. Meaning like even if you are gonna like use Claude for this high level thing, for the planning part of it, you want to use at least 70 to 80% on ChatGPT because it's not gonna cost you a lot of money. And then at the end of everything, when you feel like, okay, I've got something solid, you want to actually tell ChatGPT, hey, I'm actually putting this into Claude AI to make it even better. Create a prompt for me to input into Claude AI, like tell it what it's actually doing, where it's actually going, and then have Claude create the final iteration because that's where it's going to be, it's going to blow ChatGPT out of the water. It's just ChatGPT sucks at creating images and stuff like that. And then there's certain Claude AI connectors and stuff as well. I'm sure you guys have seen like those Instagram reels, YouTube videos, all that stuff really is real. You can literally have Claude as a co-work companion, create documents and do things for you. Like the other day, I had it actually go through my actual MacBook files and organize everything for me. So I didn't have to. So all these credit reports and all this stuff I just had everywhere, I had it organized for me and it actually did it on my desktop. So it's like having an extension of yourself. You can also even have your desktop computer, your laptop computer, leave it at home open on Claude and have your phone connected to Claude and basically dispatch information from your phone over to your computer. So it gets it done at a high level and it's done quick while you're out and about doing whatever it is that you're doing. Another big one about that as well, you can pretty much connect any custom connector. So you can connect Go High Level if you wanted to as a custom connector. You can connect to certain like other AIs like Higgsfield AI, Banana Nano or Nano Banana, I think it is. If you guys have heard of that one as well, you can connect those and you can create really high quality images and basically like flyers and stuff that you would normally be sitting on Canva for, I guess. Use that to essentially just get the job done for you. Now, pro tip as well, right? Route all your high complexity tasks to Claude and high volume all to ChatGPT. Like I said, you want to make sure, and that's going to really drastically lower your monthly AI spend if you guys are spending a lot of money on AI. Now, CRM integration, like I said, you can connect literally probably like 90% of the AIs you could possibly think of to Go High Level. That's like the biggest thing for me, at least, because you can auto pull lead status, you can pull pipeline data, you can trigger workflows, right? Based on events and have messages sent through Slack. For example, when somebody fills out a credit repair onboarding form for me, not only are they added as an opportunity into Go High Level, right? But they're also sent a message with their name into my Slack where my team works, and it tells them which tier of credit repair they have signed up for, right? And not only that, it'll tell them who, right, which one of my disputers it is assigned to, so that way I don't have to do any of that, right? And it's basically all integrated because Go High Level is directly sending a message to Slack. Now, every single time an opportunity is updated or anything is changed within my Go High Level, it'll automatically send a message through Slack once again. So you don't have to basically double the work and do it again. You can even summarize client histories before sales calls. So if you have like, if your Go High Level is collecting enough information, like, maybe it's emails or not emails, sorry, Instagrams or like, socials and stuff like that, you can have an AI built into your Go High Level. As long as that information is on your form, it will literally do research on your prospect before they get on the call. So you'll know like, somewhat, right? It won't be exactly accurate, but somewhat what industry they're in, what they're looking to do without you having to manually do that yourself. This is going to reduce data entry, errors for your team, and it's just going to reduce missed follow-ups. It'll literally tell you like, hey, this client's been like 7 days before since you followed up with him, you may want to reach out to him as soon as possible. It'll red flag it for you as well. Now, this is basically, right, the AI coworker. It's not just one AI, it's quite, there's a few different AIs that we utilize within this. Think of it not as an AI tool, but actually a coworker. I probably pay like 600, I'm using like high level stuff, like $600 or so between all my AI systems because I don't treat it just as a subscription. I'm actually treating it as if it was like, I'm saving like that's 3 hires. It's doing the job of 3 hires. I'm saving that much more money. I can draft emails for you, follow-ups, proposals, right? And even do social content in your voice, as I mentioned, reporting analysis, basically everything I talked about. And any task that gets done the same way more than twice, right? It can be handed off to AI permanently. So it'll literally help you better your onboarding documents, your client forms, anything you could think of within your business that you may feel like is lacking at this time. Yeah, so key takeaways, obviously, just if you guys want to look at the screen, I'm not really going to talk about all that. Every phase builds on the last one. So start with lead generation, right? And then eventually train your AI on Slack. Obviously, as you have a business going, everybody's at a different level in their business. So maybe you're not processing as much, maybe you're not doing as much, or maybe you are. So kind of just depending on where you're at, we could talk more about that later on as well. Phase three is connecting your Go High Level, right, to your CRM, connecting that to your AI systems, whatever AI systems that you may be using, and then deploying that for day-to-day operations. It pretty much takes off like 90% of the weight off your shoulders. But yeah, that'll be the end of this one. Now me and Daryl, can you hear me? You're still here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Gotcha. Yeah, so essentially, I just wanted to, kind of see if you guys had any questions first, about anything that I went over, anything you guys wanted me to go over once again. Be more than happy to do that.
Now, that was crazy, bro. Great
Yeah, that's
job.
just like a little bit of it. That was just a presentation. So, if anybody wants to see like more like, in depth of what it does for me, you can definitely schedule a one-on-one call after this. And I can show you more of like my actual back end of what it looks like.
No, appreciate you. That's crazy. I don't think no one in the credit repair industry is doing what you're doing, like 100% at that high of a level with AI for sure.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir. Yes, sir.
absolutely.
Any questions? I'm gonna leave it open to the floor.
Do
Guys,
you set up other companies?
Like outside of credit and funding?
No, yeah, no, I'm just saying credit. Like, do you have a done for you program?
Yeah, yeah. That's kind of like what we were talking about earlier. So
Okay,
so yeah, if you want to learn more, we could definitely talk more about that. We do have a done for you program that, me and Daryl essentially, I'll be working on in certain like obviously Daryl's already provided the value that you guys have already paid for. So this is kind of just like me bringing in what I'm able to bring to you guys. But yeah, we could definitely get on a call afterwards and see exactly what you're looking for, exactly what, problems you need solved, and we can talk more about how we could do that for you.
okay, thank you.
Of course.
guys, definitely get your questions answered. Like, if y'all serious about scaling your business this year, like I already said, he's already at 60K so far this month. He's
I had a
implementing
50K day the
strategies.
other day. So
You say what?
I said I had a 50K day the other day. So
Yeah, it's like you literally getting firsthand. He's like a hidden gem, Like no one's doing what he's doing in the credit repair industry. Like eventually he's gonna blow the fuck up, and he's not gonna be around. You
I totally
want
forgot
to
to
get him
mention.
now.
Yeah, I totally forgot to mention as well. I was supposed to mention this in the thing, but we're actually coming out with our own custom CRM specifically for credit repair people. So it's gonna be like fully custom built for specifically because obviously I know the needs of a credit repair agency. So certain things like I don't like about Go High Level basically do, we've been working on this for quite some time, basically bringing that soon. And then there was one more thing as well. What was it? What was it? Oh, and then financing. Financing is huge, guys. I'm not sure if you guys know this, but like all these big companies that you guys see out here that are making like 500,000 or $1 million a month, 70 to 80% of their sales is done through financing. So is the agent built inside of Go High Level? No. So it's going to be built on either Claude, Chat, or you'll have one built in Slack. There's a couple different like implementations you can go about it. But yeah, financing is huge, guys. All these companies that are making a shit ton of money, they're all using financing. So, If you guys need help with that as well, that is something that I do offer, helping you get in contact with the right financing partners as well. That is included. But yeah, that was that. Oh yeah, forgot the last thing. Also, we've almost figured out the aspect of basically like credit repair being done by AI. You'll still need to have VAs for like certain things, but it basically reduced like 70 to 80% of your VA's tasks. So essentially AI doing credit repair for you. That'll be at a little later time though. We're almost done with that.
Is that everything from analyzing the report, drafting the letter, sending it out?
So everything from analyzing, drafting, except for like the actual send out.
Got you.
So far. So yeah, we're still working out the kinks and stuff, trying to see if we can just have AI just completely take it over. So that'll be kind of integrated with the CRM system that we're coming out with. So, oh, I have my little bar at the bottom. It's kind of hard to see. Uh, how is the results? Results in what sense? And specifically, what we're talking about? Results in what case? Like client results on my fulfillment of like implementing AI into their businesses, or like we're talking about credit repair. Okay. Yeah, client results. I mean, I have a few students right now. I have a couple testimonials from them as well. I've really tested out, I think four or five people right now that I have currently, that are doing this specific offer with AI. I will say my own results, right? I went from 30K a month, jumped up to 60 to almost 100K a month. So this month will be 100K. So it's really just like, and this offer is a little bit different, just so you know as well. It's not more so of a like how to get more sales specifically or how to do like more money specifically, but you will inherently make more money because you're doing less on the back end. So this is more of a back end system fulfillment structure, that if that makes sense. You'll save money because you won't have to hire as many people, and you'll save time because you won't have to do as much. Oh, and results is peace of mind. I used to be super stressed back in the day when I didn't know what was going on. And Daryl knows. Daryl knows. I used to call him and be like, I have no idea what's going on with my VAs. So that as well.
I mean, everybody using the same strategies. You know, mailing letters,
Yeah, no, I think he
CFPB,
was talking more so about like
FTC.
my side of the implementation, not actual credit repair.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. No, I was just saying like in terms of results for myself, it gives you peace of mind because you're not constantly like sitting there monitoring over your VAs and asking, hey, is this done? Is that done? You kind of just know at the end of the day. So
Oh, gotcha. Okay, he's
yeah, I was
speaking
just kind
about
of
your
yeah,
client.
just trying to, kind of explain the more so of like how this is going to help them make money, but it's not directly, I mean, not directly correlated with making more money of like, hey, we're going to help you get more leads, more of this. It's supposed to make your job and your life systems and easier. Inherently, you'll make more money because you'll have more time to focus on the other things. So, but yeah, especially with the AI DM setter, I mean, that's a money maker right there. So,
I mean, everybody pretty much got to do the same thing on the front end thing as far as leads. You want to do your content, get other people to promote for you, connect with influencers, eventually start doing ads or what have you. I
yeah.
mean, once you get to, you just got to scale it as you grow. Eventually, everybody want to have a social media manager that can take it over for you, so you can like push out 2 to 3 pieces of content a day. But yeah, the AI appointment setter and DM person, that's a game changer within itself.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say this also as well. This is more so for like, not starting right off. It's more for like seasoned entrepreneurs. Like, yeah, it'd help you scale like in the beginning as well, but like seasoned in the sense of like, you have a decent amount of lead flow. Now you're just kind of like, you feel like your time is being taken up too much by your business kind of a thing, and you're not making enough money for it. Right? Not necessarily not making enough money, but just not making enough money for the time that you're spending on your business.
I mean, yeah, no, it's definitely key because you can't scale when you're wearing all those multiple hats. And if it saves you money on like basically using AI instead of having team members. You can just focus on the front end of generating more leads. So,
Yeah,
say,
you'd be surprised, but
okay,
the crypto stuff's actually a lot of fun. But yeah, that's pretty much it on
so,
my end.
yeah, this definitely was a dope training. Umar, appreciate you for coming in. You know what I mean, and you know, pouring into the people. You know, this has been amazing. Um, yeah, you guys definitely reach out to Umar if you just, so he can walk you through as far as any holes in your particular business. And, you know, thank you for your time. Thank you guys for showing up. And yeah, definitely reach out to him directly, schedule a call. You guys can schedule a call with me as well. You know, trying to finish the rest of the year out strong for sure.
Yes, sir. All right. Sounds good. I appreciate you guys for having me. Yeah, thank you guys for listening. And yeah, let me reach out to me if you guys have any questions at all. I'm more than happy to like actually show you a bit more as well, walk through a bit more as well. And then yeah, if there's like specific problems within your business, write them up, bring them on the call. I'd be more than happy to like, even worst case scenario, just give you advice. So
Appreciate it, bro.